Now we must bring the man himself inside of this show, now over at Flat Circle and working with all of their clients here in North America, Flat Circle being based in Europe, operating on a global sphere. We must bring the man himself inside of the show. Everybody, welcome the one and only Matt Froehlich. Get in here, Matt. Let's go. Get inside the show.
What's going on, guys?
Matt, boy, I have been looking forward to talking with you, my friend. You know, most people don't know this, but I just want to say this at the top. We do not have many fellow broadcasters here on the show quite often. We do. I mean, I don't know if everybody knows, Matt, but I just wanted to put that out there.
Absolutely. And I think when you first came on my radar, Chris, it was via Colin, right? I know Colin because of the e-commerce space and different agency experiences and apps and software. And Colin's just a great dude. And all of a sudden I see you guys are posting on Twitter and I'm watching Ecom Cowboy. I'm like, who is this host who's just bringing that guy? And I'm like, before I can even get into the internet sleuthing of like, who even is this? I'm like, I just like him. I don't even want to know his name. I see the energy. His ad reads are top tier, which is why you guys have all this ad spend coming in. But no, there's not a lot of other people in the space probably that are putting out content as consistently as I am with my team as far as
that's right.
What we're doing, because you have to have a team. And I will say that the consistency you guys are doing it's not easy to do.
Well, you know it well.
Yeah, I mean, you got a good producer or two behind you, and you got some people. And getting ready for this, it was like a month out or 2 months out. I'm like, let me get my virtual background going. I wanted to emulate what you guys have. Realizing I don't have a green screen, use ChatGPT and AI, and now I'm getting all blurry and shit. So here's my concept of like, I see which division was. You guys are like, I want to have the same background of like your shelving and the wood frame. And I'm like, look at me. I kind of added some stuff, and now I have this halo around me because of a new camera. So
now, Producer Jack, we've got to get Matt's like whole background here. Can you zoom in on him? We need to see what is on his left and right here. Look at that.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Little Packers helmet. Little
Packers helmet there in the background. You can bring us back here, Jack. For those who don't know, Matt, in addition to being an operator extraordinaire and growing brands up into the right paid media and all at Flat Circle and more in the past, he also hosts Pack a Day, an everyday podcast focused on the Green Bay Packers. Correct, Matt Froehlich?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I've been incredible.
I've been with the creative endeavor that's Pack a Day podcast for 8 years now. We just had our main person, Andy Herman, put out a post and reminded us that 3,000 consecutive episodes, haven't missed a day. Days. There's more content around there, but it's truly a team, right? So been a part of that. I understand the grind that it is. I've done my own creative endeavors in the past as far as podcasting, but I realize as one person, it's tough. Even as two people, you got to have a team around you. But if you're a Packers fan, I saw in the chat too, Micah Parsons is the question and possibly the answer, Colin. So when he's back, week 5, week 6, we'll see. Looking forward to training camp this week. And credit to me a little bit. Also, good company guy. Normally around this time of the year, it's slow, ecom, right? I live 2 miles away from Lambeau Field, so I'll sneak out for training camp.
I see.
Didn't have a chance to do it this week. Just too locked in on everything going on.
You're locked in.
You're better for and that's like I got client calls, right? It's like it's not like I can get the work done in the morning, in the afternoon when the kids go to bed, but it's like got to show up to a client call. So we're just living vicariously through Twitter, and we'll record an episode tonight. I had a friend of mine that came into town that he'll be boots on the ground and talk about training camp, but it's football season.
How you feel about him?
We're still
what's your take? I mean, you are the guy who's covering all. How do you feel about him this year?
Team's solid. We only can go as far as the coach lets us go, right? We have we have a quarterback.
Crazy team.
I'm just saying, like, that signals to me that signals negativity for the season. That's what I'm saying, man.
It is. So you look at it, 32 NFL teams. Just let's line up all the quarterbacks, right? And I think it's black and white. You can pick can that quarterback win a Super Bowl? You just go through the quarterbacks, right? You go through the quarterbacks. And then the coach, the coach have yes. Does the coach have the gusto, the saddle, if you will, to ride them to the promised land. And there's some coaches that don't, some that do. And
wow,
we'll see. I've met Matt LaFleur twice. Good guy, great eyebrows, great hair, but if you can't win in the playoffs, if you can't win in the playoffs, man, who cares, right? You're just, it's so
well, I can tell that you are good at what you do, Matt, because of number one, your presence here on the show, rocking the mic. Number two, your vocabulary, the saddle, if you will, the saddle. I love that. Okay, and you and I are like we're like 6 degrees from Kevin Bacon, because a teammate of mine, the one and only Jermichael Finley, used to be a incredible pack before he got hurt. Yeah, sad.
Neck injury, not great. He was a physical specimen. Neck injury. I think he got drafted as like a sophomore too. I mean, he had to be an absolute menace. He had to be a menace at practice.
Yeah, he was incredible guy. We were same recruiting class. Great guy. Actually has all of his sons now are like stud horses that are getting. Actually, his oldest son is going to play at Notre Dame, and he is either a defensive end, tight end, whatever. Anyway. But I digress. Matt, tell me about, man, your recent move here to Flat Circle. When I saw that, I was like pumped. Okay, transfer portal wise here, I'm pumped because number one, Rock and what they are doing at Flat Circle is of lore. Okay, I'm in a couple of different Slack groups with him. He always knows, and I don't think it's just because he's 8 hours ahead of us over in Europe. Okay, he always knows like what is happening and what is wrong with Meta. There's like like less than a handful of people who always know. Rock is one of those guys. And like to me, like you being added to the team probably greatly helps like everything that is going on with Flat Circle and clients here in North America. That is my guess. Am I on the right track?
Yeah, you're accurate. I mean, I've been in the agency space since the Homestead days back in the day when there was 20 people, and now they've gotten acquired in the last 6 months. So it's to see that trajectory, right? Like I was just talking to an internal colleague of mine. Like I used to be the project manager, the ad uploader, the ad briefer, the copy editor. And it's like, that's fine. That's what it is. But e-com and agencies have expanded, right? And it's like the trajectory for them is different. And you get into the different roles and kind of all the same, right? You go to the grass is greener. They all have similar weeds, right? Whether it's dandelions or crabgrass, they all have some crap you're dealing with, whether it's bad client communication processes you're inheriting. But I would say the thing that kind of sold me on coming to Flat Circle was like they really dive in off the bat to understand if it's a good client fit. And like financially, if these guys or gals that are running the financials are just completely out of their mind thinking they're going to hit this acquisition cost at this spend increase and this ROAS increase by the end of Q4, or if you can take a step back and say, well, we would love to work with you. We see the product fit might work, or the branding that you have there organically, we can see all that in your Shopify, but let's get a little look at the P&L. Let's really dive in and do some calculation. And I think that's where a lot of brands and agencies alike can slip, right? There's not that collaborative effort up front. I've worked for agencies in the past, one in particular that would sell a dream of, of course we can. You don't have a Shopify store yet? We'll build you the Shopify store and get you $1 million by the end of the year. It's like, there's a lot that goes into that. Like you don't even understand, the P&L. And I think it just has to be collaborative, right? That's the big thing. Like we had a call yesterday and got done with it. And Rock's like, yep, sounds like it could be cool, but we kind of rank our clients in an order of grade. And he's like, Matt, if we got this client, where would they fall? And I told him, and he's like, yep, that's exactly it. So it was great. It was awesome. We want to still be a part of everything, but I think it's important. I've worked at other businesses where every client or every customer is treated the same, which it can't be. There's no way. There's just not possible. So, and even that's a skill thing, right? If I want to be the very best at my job, I can't crush everything in the day. All 10 things I want to do. It's like, I got to prioritize things. Like I got kids, right? After work, kids are pretty much the most important thing. Are they fed? Are they changed? Are they not beating each other up or pulling each other's hair? Like outside of that, I'd love to tweet about the Packers more than I already am, or listen to the most recent Ecom Cowboy episode and get caught up. It's like, you only can do so much. You got to find the priorities. But I will say it's been awesome. It's been fun to come to a team that's very eager to adapt. You're not working for a 200-person agency that's like, we're kind of stuck in this process of using ClickUp or Salesforce or whatever archaic thing. We can quickly move on a dime, and we've already done that in the last 30 days of just some small things. I don't want to come in and say that my ideas are from Homestead or from Lilo Social or the best way to do them, but like, here's an example of what we did. Here's how we fixed it, and maybe we'll work through that. So small steps. Can't come in with all this like ego and piss and vinegar that you're going to change things around. But like, why are we doing it this way? Talk to the people that are doing the work. Do you think we can make this better? Here's how we can. And honestly, at the end of the day, is performance good? Is the client happy? That's really all that matters. There's always going to be chaos in the background, but yeah, it's been fun. Rock's been a good mentor, and he just got back from vacation too, so he's ready to go. He's ready for those meta disruption tweets more. and you said it, and I listened to his episode when he was on with you guys back in February, March, talking about how he's up to speed. Luka Doncic, all of that. He does get. The team gets a benefit of being up early, because I'll get online and like, it makes my life easier. I'm like, you're messaging me at 3 a.m. my time, but I can get on and I'm like, I don't have to wait for you to get caught up on your Slack or emails. Right. As soon as I get in, I'm like, everything's ready to go. Whether it be, I just need you to sign off on this. But yeah, him and David Herman are the somewhere there's a wanted list at a Meta office, and I think their faces are up somewhere, right? Like, call the police if these guys arrive, because they're here for business.
That's true.
That's so true. Matt, awesome, man. I know you're ramping up right now, but what are you seeing kind of across brands and the portfolio over there, just with trends and things you're seeing right now?
Yeah, I think this is my 5th summer being in ecom. So the first summer I was in it, ecom summer, and I'm like, you want to come to a client call and tell them why things aren't performing well, something I'm doing, something they're not doing, but like, it's the summer, right? Like, I always try to think back of like, how do I interact as a consumer, right? Like, maybe I'm more of an Amazon user. Maybe my fiance likes to go to retail and shop every aisle in Target, right? We're all different, but like, in the summer, it's just chaos. Like, in the Midwest, in the Midwest, we have like 14 weekends that it's like going to be really, really nice. And before we get to Memorial Day, 6 of those are really allocated for, right? We got a wedding here, we got a family reunion here, and like, people are just moving around. And it's like, you got to remember, people are people. Like, people are on vacation, out of offices are real. And so to answer your question, it's another slow summer, right? We always get that little Amazon Prime boost, which is great. They staggered it this year.
Yeah,
I guess.
I think that's
whatever. Yeah, so it's like, now we have a couple clients ramping up for an August promo, which is great based off their industry. Hopefully that does well. That's all scheduled, ready to go at midnight tonight. But yeah, it's slow. August is kind of, people start thinking about, let's get back to business, and then comes school time, September, we're ready. So it's slow. The problem in the slow time too is like, you want to test a lot of things, but it's also like, those tests are jaded based off of what traffic could be or performance could be. If I took that test and ramped it up in the spring or in Q4, it might look different. So everything's in context. We lose that in ecom. There's no context on Twitter. There's just screenshots of stupid ROASs. And that was my first 6 months. I've been active on Twitter for a long time. And I'm like, this person thinks they know. And like, I would show my friend, like, in the ecom space, Mike Lucas, and it'd be like, there's no date attached to this, or there's no spend attached to this. It's all without lacking a piece of data that you would normally have. So I say that all to say it's slow, but trying to again, client relationship, right? Just trying to, hey, this is slow. Let's focus on this. Let's build what we can to get ready for Q4. Let's make sure we're getting people to sign up for our email list, because that's when we make our hay. November and December.
I find it interesting, Matt, that in your describing of, onboarding clients, talking with them, et cetera, evaluating the relationship, that you guys are getting integrated at a P&L level. I say that because, I've been on the agency side several times, 3 times really. And a lot of times, like, the evaluation is like, do you have enough dollars to pay? You do? Okay, great. We will work together. I find this fascinating that in getting involved with clients, like you guys are like taking such a thorough evaluation. I think it probably really sets you up to win. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, it took me a long time to get into marketing, right? Like I'm 30, I'll be 36 in August. Like I had weird sales jobs for a decade after college. I was selling cars, selling this, that, and the third. And like,
I think it probably
really comes down to
marketer.
Yeah, and
in
relationship, right? Yeah, so it comes down to like someone comes in waving a blank check, they want to buy a car, but like I don't want to sell them the Cadillac that's got a bad transmission, right? I want to make sure it's what they need. Like, okay, it's an SUV, it's good, might be a couple miles, but like we know this thing's going to hold up. Same thing in marketing. Like someone might have a ton of money, but they want to spend ad dollars and creative, but like it might just not work. Like you have to really get under the hood, for lack of a better, I guess it's a good pun, but like you have to really figure it out what they have there. And clients are never as forthcoming as you want them to be right off the bat. They want to sell you kind of a dream of like, oh, I think we can do this, or I'm selling this much or this. And we're going to have this big brand collab with Nordstrom soon. And okay, going to soon. This is going to like whatever. Until I see it, I see it. But I also think what you said, a win-win, setting up for success. Like once the deal is signed, depending on who the owner of the business is or the CEO or the contract, it's kind of, hey, it's your turn as the growth manager or the growth leader, the salesperson to maintain that, right? For better or for worse. Like that's what we're here for, and we're here to fix it. But it's tough to fix something that from a foundational level was broken to begin with. We thought our CAC target needed to be 50, and that was just made up out of thin air, right? It was some random accounting person that said that. And all of a sudden, I've seen this before in a different agency. You're running with that target for months and months and months and months. And 9 months after you're on there, someone comes to the call and says, why were you operating under that CAC target? That wasn't the CAC target. It's like, well, that's what you gave us on onboarding. Yeah, but if you would have known this and that, like, well, that's not my job to do your, like, I think every brand should have like a fractional CFO, or even just like before, if let's say right now you're like, my marketing agency sucks. Eat Performance sucks. First of all, DM me and Rock on Twitter. We'll at least give you an audit and have a conversation. But you should hire someone when you're in that process of vetting agencies, right? Like you can go get that request for proposal and do what you want to do, ask other people in the space. But in that time, get a fractional CFO just for like 60 days to be like, hey, I need to put this information, this blueprint together to give to an agency. I know it can be successful. I don't feel like that's crazy. You don't have to hire someone for $250,000 as an accountant to do that year round.
Yeah.
But have that, like, just be ready. So we get it at the agency level and we look at this and apples are apples and we can tell you where you're going. It's crazy. Google Sheets are kind of nuts, but to not have that is everyone loses, and it sucks. And it's a bad feeling because eventually I'm like, I go to my boss and I'm like, hey, it's never going to work out. I'm like, okay, I wish I would have known that ahead of time. And we don't have that here as of yet. And I think in e-commerce, as you guys know, if everyone coming on this podcast, it is a tight-knit group. Everyone knows someone from somewhere, and it's hilarious because we're selling across the globe. We're working with different contractors and brands. But at the end of the day, you know Mike Lucas. I know Mike Lucas.
Right. It's kind of a small world. It really is.
Else, and we're all on Twitter and LinkedIn. We see each other at events and do whatever. But it's if you're a bad brand, if you're a bad person in the industry, not a brand, like
actor,
it catches up to you eventually. Like you go to an event. I try to buy Colin a drink. Colin's like, no, I heard you were a real dick to my co-host Chris a couple weeks ago. Like, it's just what it is. Like, no one wants.
It's never happened, by the way. That never happened. That never happened.
No. I wish one day. We'll get drinks together. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it goes far, and that's I think the best agencies, and we have that here. It's all referrals, and you got clients waiting for you. That's the craziest part, and that's a good like if anyone's trying to get into the agency space, which. Maybe they want to, maybe they don't want to, ask that question. Do you have clients that are waiting to come on and sign on? That'll probably tell you, or in a different, go ahead.
Something that I think is coming out as you talk here, Matt. You tell me if you think so, Colin. But Matt, your sales experience, I think, is coming out here because what I keep hearing as you talk is client relationship, expectations, framing, making sure everybody's on the same page, all of which is like crucial in the service experience and the sales experience. I am particularly of the thought that every marketer who is operating and doing what we do every day, that they would greatly benefit from being in a very sales forward role somewhere in their career. I totally feel that because I experienced it myself. And I hear it while you're talking. I mean, Colin, do you agree with me? Do you agree with that? Does this sound crazy? You sound crazy?
Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, managing client expectations is massive. And there's also clients that come to you with like totally unrealistic expectations. And you're like, that's just not physically possible. Like, I don't know how to say that to you in a nice way, but like this, what you're trying to do is physically not possible. Like maybe you have to fundamentally change the business, which is a crazy conversation that like some agencies have to have with brands is like fundamentally your business is broken for 2026. Like it just doesn't work anymore.
Agreed. And I agree. It's kind of the same thing, Chris. Like, I agree. Having a sales background of whatever type, whether you're selling insurance, cars, getting out and cold calling people, I think it's important. It's the same thing too.
Doors.
It's the same thing too. It's like you go out to a restaurant or a bar with a friend or a family member, and you're like, oh, you never worked in hospitality, and you're like, because you can just tell how they talk, right? I think that should be a prerequisite. I know, like, not in the US, in Europe, you have to do 2 years of military service or something along the lines. It should be prerequisite post college or in college. You have to work at a dive bar for a year, an Applebee's, because you really learn how awful people can be, and then you're like, oh, that gives me a little bit more of empathy along the way. But and then to Colin's point, like that's only over the last couple of years have I been empowered enough to tell a client this just isn't right. Now, you can't just say like, your business is completely messed up and what you've been spending money on is dumb. You basically come to it with like in a nice way, but then like, here's how I can help. Like, you can't just say, it's like, I mean, coming to the agency, or maybe you guys have this even internally. You're like, hey, we want to fix something. It's broken. I don't know how to fix it, but go figure it out. It's like, there's nothing worse than that. It's like, cool. You can point out a flaw. You can point out a flaw in something, but you don't have enough intuition to tell at least the next step forward. But it's a difficult conversation to have with clients. It can help if they have multiple channels, multiple SKUs, but if they're kind of like a one SKU brand, not really a big LTV play, that's we got to think of something. We got to get some new products and do something crazy. I don't know, shut it down. We've suggested that to clients, like, hey, let's reinvest this money somewhere else. But
real talk. That's real talk, Matt Froehlich. Okay, tell us this, Matt. Tell us this. I know you've got a long list. You've got a long list of people who want to get involved with Flat Circle. It's a good sign.
Sure.
It's a good sign as a service provider to have so. But man, where do people find you, follow you, talk with you, Rock, Hladnik, etc.? When people want to get involved, like what does that look like? Where should they go and start the whole process?
I mean, Rock and I are chronically online, definitely Twitter. So hit up myself on Twitter at Matt_FRA_. You can find Rock. He's somewhere tweeting about meta issues, but reach on the DMs or even anywhere else you can find us on the internet. I post on LinkedIn enough. For some forsaken reason, you find me on TikTok or Instagram to do that. Like, it is what it is. Like, I tell clients that, not all clients, some clients that all the time, or even definitely internal employees, like, I'm attached to my cell phone. If you have a question and I'm the blocker, just send me a message on Slack. I'll get back to you. Now, it might not be immediately. I might be at the playground or doing bedtime, but I'll get back to you eventually. If it needs to be a long yapping voice memo like this podcast and me speaking right now have been, you'll get the information at some point, but reach out to us on Twitter. We also just revamped the website as well. So check that out over there. It's pretty sick. Awesome. We're going to have some new case studies over there. We're going to have like this, we're still working on it. It hasn't launched yet, but kind of like a report card of where you what you need to work on right away. So a nice little way to get people to hey, upload this information and where you at, give you a little bit of a grade, kind of know where you stand, maybe kind of vet out just anyone knowing where they need to be. So yeah, find us anywhere on the internet. It's happy to help. And I will say to you guys too, I know we're kind of wrapping here. I don't want to take more of your time. We got other guests coming on, but there's a few different podcasts in this agency or marketing space, right? And I think they all do a great job, but your consistency in your live streaming is different, right? Like, I think there's the big ones out there and stuff, but like nothing better than this time of the year. There's no Packer stuff. I can throw you up on the side screen, and I'm learning I'm actually learning stuff that I can apply to my real job. You guys are going through the new stuff, and like, ironically, I love organic content. I think it's one of the favorite things. That's how I got into marketing. I was just doing my stuff on the side. The fact that you're hiring someone to do all this now is like super sick. So I hope you find someone that's amazing, and yeah, keep it up. And it's a good incubator for a lot of humans, and appreciate you having me on.
We appreciate you, Matt. Everybody go to flatcircle.agency, get rolling with them.